I thought I'd make a quick video just encouraging people about how, and I know many people have probably been through similar situations, how much life can completely surprise you, how much jobs can come completely out of the blue that you were never ever expecting. So when I lived in Hawaii, I ran my own concierge business. Well, I trained under a really sweet girlfriend that worked at the kayak shop that my husband worked at. And she said, come on, I'll train you, come be a concierge with me. It's your own business, but I'll show you how we book. And she booked like every celebrity. She booked all kinds of like huge athletes. I was like, whoa, I don't know. That sounds intimidating. She's like, no, you got this. So we start training. I train in like a week. I start running my own books. I start creating my own slideshows of all the different tours. Start going on all the tours. I got to bring family on a lot of the fun tours. Lots of pictures. I will upload that video of just all the tours that I sold on Kauai. So to be able to sell them, you had to take the tours to be able to talk about them. So I did all that I could of excursions for like weeks and weeks, training for this job. That was the biggest part. They let you come for free. Most of them let you bring a friend because you're going to sell their product, right? And book their tours. So having so much fun going on all these different excursions, she got me in, do all that. And I'm working for this company that I'm creating myself. It's a 1099, but I get to work in the kayak shop at a desk. So like a fun story is that people laugh at. I don't know if it's fun, but Bruce Jenner came in with his whole crew. Not Kim, but Chloe. I don't know all the boys' names. Brody. They all came in to go kayaking. And I remember his face. I was sitting at my desk. It was one of my first days on my own at the job, like trained, ready to go. He comes walking into this shop, and I've never seen a face. This is before he became Caitlin. So he had that. I don't know if he still is. I don't know. That's why I said whatever. I don't know what he is now. I haven't looked in years and years. Comes walking in, and his face is like so done up plastic surgery. It blew my mind. I'd never seen a person look like that in real life. Like when we look at celebrities on magazines and TVs, and then in real life, it is a day and night difference. All I kept thinking, I didn't know who he was at first, which, you know, I should have. I wasn't a big Kardashian. I was not good at celebrities. This job could get tricky. And the other job I'm about to talk about that came from this job, because I wasn't good with celebrities. A lot of my friends were great with People magazine, and my husband's really good with names. So they were laughing at me like, how did you get this job working with all these people when you don't even know who they are? And sometimes that's how life is. So anyway, his face was startling. And then I was like, who is that? He looked like an alien, honestly, at first. I thought I was seeing like a different creature, not a human, because of the work done. It was so shocking. I just got frozen for a minute, just staring like, what is that? But then it came to you, and I'm like, oh, you know who that is? Because then they all started coming in to get kayaks, and then they were asking me about helicopter tours. So we started talking about all that and doing all that. And he was nice enough. He was happy to be with his family, whatever. So lots of that kind of job going on for like maybe 3 months. After the tours took about a month to knock out because you had to get scheduled and booked and get on all the tours and the helicopters and the tubing. I mean, it was such a cool hookup. So I started doing this. I'm not having like a bunch of pump as far as like money goes, but she's like, you just have to keep at it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep selling. I don't know if sales is for me, you know, I don't know. I wasn't sure. I was coming out of doing hair for so many years. You don't really have to do sales with hair. You just get clients and they become your clients. They literally become some of your best friends too. It's so fun. So I'm doing this for 3 months or so. I keep going over to the porch next door at Roxy Quicksilver. So our kayak shop that we worked at, Kayak Kauai, was right next to the Roxy Quicksilver. And then the surf school was on the porch, which was Titus Kinimaka's wife ran the shop. And I was always going to book lessons with her for my clients. So we were like getting to have a connection, and I was always on her porch. Can I put these people on? And it was a good way to get outside and walk around. So walk over there, hang out with her. And about 2 weeks of just going over there all the time, booking tours. One of the most tours I booked was surf lessons. People come to Kauai, want to surf. So get them all with her, get going. And then one day, maybe like 3 weeks in, 3 months of doing concierge, 4 months, she said, you want to work for me? And I was like, totally taken back. Her husband's one of the top pro surfers in all of Kauai. Never thought she needed anybody's help, you know, just thought. You never know who needs help out there is the point of this whole video. You never know what situations are coming into your life and what you're learning to align you for what's coming into your life. And that's all this video is really about, to encourage you. I was like, well, she's like, right now you can still work over there and just work here on the weekends. I just want to take weekends off. You just have to get the boards out and book the lessons. You can work from your home every weekend. After like 1 o'clock, you can go home because we don't do a whole ton of surf lessons on the weekend. My guys want to be off too. So I was like, okay, I started doing that, loving it. We load up all the boards, bring them up and down the hills for different like clients. It starts getting really like hands-on, and my husband starts doing paddleboard lessons for me whenever I don't have anybody to do sub lessons. He could do that, you know. Crazy stories for another day of what he got stuck paddling in from the ocean. So if you go to Kauai, please, if you take a sub lesson, know that you can do the distance, because it's a lot of work for your tour guide to paddle, you know, for women that are tired back in, especially from the ocean. So he was always like, I don't know if I like working for you. This is a lot of work. But he did. It really wasn't for me. It was for Titus and Robin King Maka. But, you know, it was for me that in that moment, I need somebody. My guys aren't picking up. I had these surf guys I had to call. I got a lesson. So you become this like pretty much boss. I didn't want to bother my boss on the weekends, since she was there all week, unless I needed to call her about surfboards or people that were coming to town to get their boards out, stuff like that. So all this is to say, never ever, it ended up being my job for a long time. I quit the concierge job only because it became weeks that she would go surf with her girls, surf for Roxy. So she would be traveling a lot and just need me to start filling in, and it became a more prominent job in our lives, that we didn't have to do the sales anymore. As much fun as it was, I felt like a snake going in there and getting all the tours and only working for a little bit. But I never knew that another opportunity that was going to fit our schedules, our lifestyle. We had 2 little boys at the time, so Flip and Ari. It was like a little baby, you know. He was 1, so I'm running around with him in a book bag, running the surf school, running the kayak shop, concierge, back and forth. It's a lot. So then became full-time for Titus and Robin Kinamaka at Roxy Quicksilver. Worked there for quite a while, pretty much the whole time I was in Kauai. Loved that job. Still one of my favorite jobs ever. Got to meet so many cool people. Got to be laughed at a lot because I didn't know these celebrity names. My boss would say, you put them in a group lesson. Do you not know who so-and-so is when they call it? I mean, she was so sweet to me about it, but I would just laugh because I was like, she's like, you got to learn your people, girl. These people do not want to be in a tourist $35 surf lesson. They want like private. They'll pay for Titus even to come out and surf with them. So anyway, it was a learning curve of all different ways of life, and you just never know where life's literally leading you. So I say go, go, go. Keep taking the opportunities, never knowing what's opening next. If you have a cool opportunity that led to an amazing opportunity in your life, I would love you to share it too.